One. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live outbreak coverage. We're covering a outbreak in the central U.S. in Nebraska and in Iowa right now. We currently have a few tornado warnings, as you can see on screen, and now, of course, this is my first time actually live streaming, so there's going to be some mistakes, but don't worry. Okay. All I need to do is add audio output. I'm here with Volcanic Vortex here joining us on this live coverage. So by any chance, do you know anything of what's going on right now?
So when I looked at the models this morning, I noticed that a dry line was established this afternoon. That's why we're seeing all these explosive storms happening.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple days ago, the SPC did mention that this could overperform, but that was overlooked because the models were downtrending a little at the time.
Yeah. We do have a pretty decent circulation over here near Kent, moving northeastward. Go and look at relief activity. Yep, there is a hook. There is a hook echo on that storm, so we do have a confirmed hook signature, whatever it's called.
That hook is the inflow notch. What you're seeing is an inflow notch to cause a hook. For the viewers who may not understand what that is.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go over to velocity? I would like to see the velocity.
Yes, I'll go ahead and get over to velocity. So let's get over to base velocity. Yeah, that is the velocity. That is a pretty decent. That is pretty decent. That doesn't look too strong, but still, the people in Afton are going to have to take cover, storm shelter, or an interior room on the lowest floor if you're on a multi-floor building.
Can you tell me what the green and the red winds are?
The green. Well, I don't think I can really show what exactly these ones are, and also it moved. The radar decided to go oopsie poopsie and decided to break on me. That's fine.
So when they talk,
I don't think I can really see what the velocity looks like. But this is what the velocity currently looks like.
All right, because I'm kind of curious to know what the gate to gate is.
Yeah.
The gate to gate is where the two winds meet. So let's say for instance, this particular possible tornado has the green at -50 and the red is at 45. That's 95-mile-an-hour winds put together. That's called gate to gate.
Yeah. Well, if I look at this, it looks to be, from what I can tell just from this, that looks pretty strong. It has like -100 on this side, and it looks like 80 on this side. From what I can tell.
Well, that's 180-mile-an-hour winds.
Yes, but we aren't sure just exactly how strong this is. You know, I could be wrong. I could not. Let me go ahead and decrease the opacity of the hazard so I can see this more.
And as soon as I pull over, I can pull up radar scope and I can look for myself. I'm driving.
Okay. If I go to this warning, 5 warns, details. Okay, tornado warning for Union County, South Central Iowa, Will County. Okay, I think that's the wrong warning. Let me check the other one. Yep, hazard, damaging tornado.
Yep, that would be consistent with 180 miles an hour. I would. It would not surprise me to see if this was a wedge tornado.
Well, we don't have anyone on the ground, so right now we're just looking at radar. But it also looks to be like there's a second rotation up to the north, heading towards Zion. That one is probably the weaker one. It looks to be like 45, like 55 up against 45. So it's pretty even from what I can tell. I'm kind of sort of not really good at doing this, but I'm just trying to give out the information as soon as possible.
Yeah. In what direction is that tornado moving? North, northeast?
It's moving northeast. The tornado to the north is heading towards Zion, which is northeast of it.
Okay. All right.
But this tornado is currently in between Spalding and Lincoln, just a few miles north, from what I can tell, of Highway 34.
So if you live in those areas, I would take shelter.
Yes. Do not wait to see or hear this tornado. Take shelter, especially if you are in Zion. You're either just off of the path or you are directly in the path.
Yeah, take shelter as quickly as possible.
I'm going to be honest here. That's not really the main tornado we're concerned about. Of course, people in Zion should still take cover, but the main one we're concerned about is the one heading for Afton.
If you do not have a tornado shelter, go into the bathroom, put some pillows over your head,
or just get out of the way.
If they have time, yes.
If the best way out of Afton, from what I can tell, is via Highway 34, but because of this tornado, it could be large, it could be powerful, and from what we're seeing, this tornado looks to be pretty powerful. So the best route to get out of its way is Highway 34. But again, Highway 34 might have a lot of traffic, so it is recommended that you just stay in place right now and get into a storm cellar, a basement, or any sort of interior room that has no windows. And from what I can tell, this tornado looks to be strengthening.
Go southeast.
Yes. This tornado continues to strengthen. Okay, so I might have been wrong on the actual velocity itself. So it looks to be about 30 against 80.
Okay, that's 110.
That's 110. So we might have overestimated, but still, if you're in Afton, take cover. Take cover from this tornado. This tornado, from what we're seeing, looks to be large and it looks to be powerful. And the tornado just to the north, is going to be sort of missing Zion, but still, you still need to take cover. Even though it's going to be missing Zion just to the east, you still need to take cover because these tornadoes are basically pretty much unpredictable. It's heading more towards Maxburg now. So what were you going to say?
So basically what the atmosphere right now is very unstable. And in other words, if you were to take a balloon and launch the balloon up into the sky, that balloon would be doing all types of weird loop-de-loops and going upwards. So that's why we're getting the strong to sometimes violent tornadoes.
Yeah. And both of these tornadoes look to be just about the same strength from what we can tell from reflectivity. From velocity. Let's go back to reflectivity just to see. Yeah, that hook on that tornado heading towards Afton. That hook looks to be pretty defined.
And I do apologize, I was backing up there. All right, so let me. What storm? What storm are you on?
I'm at the
Are you talking
one.
about the
I'm
one?
overlooking at the one near that's heading towards Afton.
Okay. Because there's also a tornado warning near Clifton,
Yeah.
Missouri.
But these are pretty much the two strongest tornadoes that we can see as of right now, and they're heading towards populated areas. The tornado warning has just been extended, and Maxburg, you look to be in the path again. From what we saw from what happened with Zelon, it could miss, it could hit, but still, even with that uncertainty, you need to take cover. Interior room, basement, any safe room, storm cellar, or just get out of the way. And do not try to look for the tornado, because from what we can tell just from reflectivity, this tornado looks to be rain wrapped.
So we do have an observed tornado on the ground currently near Arcadia, Iowa. That is observed. And there is damage reports with this one.
All right.
It may be cycling. It looks like it's cycling on velocity.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had some storm spotters footage from there.
If you can pull up any storm spotter footage, that would be great.
The problem with that is you would get striked on YouTube if you showed it without their permission.
Yeah. So I probably would not do that.
However, Twitter is a fair game as long as it doesn't say you cannot repost.
Yeah, tornado warning for Madison County in south central Iowa, northeastern Union County in south central Iowa, and southeastern Adair County and southwestern Iowa. So that tornado heading towards Maxburg. That tornado is heading towards Maxburg. If you are in Maxburg, it is recommended that you take cover. This tornado looks to be powerful, and from what we can tell in reflectivity, it also looks to be pretty large. Not as large as the one near Afton, but it looks. Speaking of that tornado near Afton, it looks like it is. It looks like it's going to miss just to the west. So it's probably going to thread the needle between Lincoln and Afton. That tornado near Afton, but still, the people in Afton and in Lincoln, you need to take cover just in case that this tornado turns. Because this tornado still looks to be large, and it still looks to be pretty strong. We're not going to be up live for very long, but we are going to continue our coverage as long as we can. Then afterwards, we're going to go on a break because I'm going to have to eat dinner here very soon.
So, that's actually an area of broad rotation.
Yeah. Do we have any other tornado warnings? Anyway.
Actually, you know what? This atmosphere is so unstable.
There looks to be a tornado warning near Kansas, south of Kansas City. And from what I can tell, that just looks to be a mess on velocity. Let's look at reflectivity to see if we can get any sort of hook echo. I don't see anything that resembles a hook echo, but still, if you're in this tornado warning, especially over here in deep water, you're going to need Deepwater, Kansas. You're going to need to take cover. You're going to need to, again, interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Make sure you avoid windows. Or if you if by any chance you are in this path and there is a way for you to get out, get out. Right now,
You
that's
said
not really the
south of
main
Kansas?
storm that we're focused on. In southeast of Kansas City, nearby Deepwater, Kansas. There is a tornado warning there.
That would be Missouri.
Oh wait, that would be Missouri. Oopsies, oopsies.
Yeah.
That is my mistake. Missouri. We also have a pretty large area of storms near just west of St. Louis, but we're not focusing on that. And unless that gets tornado warned or severe thunderstorm warned, we are not focusing on that.
That one down there in deep water.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the radar.
Well,
There's a radar hole,
yeah.
so it's
Well,
hard to
while you're
tell if
looking
there's
at
something
that,
there or not.
we have a new tornado warning for we have a new tornado warning. We have a new tornado warning for
Is
what
that going
looks
to be the one up in Iowa?
for for Ringgold County in South Central Iowa. Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these counties or cities. I don't really know that area very well. But but it looks like but it looks like Irina in Iowa looks to either be directly in the path or is already getting hit.
Uh, Actually, it went to the north of it.
Oh, went to the north of it. Okay, but still,
Yeah.
people in Irene and Redding, you need to take cover just in case if this tornado turns. Again, a lot of these tornadoes are pretty unpredictable, so this is just your warning to take cover. This tornado might already be passing you, might already be hitting. I think there are some areas in between Irene and Wedding that are most likely getting hit. If you are in those areas, please, if you are listening, which you most likely aren't, then please just take cover. Just stay in
Is
your
that
area, take cover. You cannot evacuate.
is that in Carroll and Crawford counties?
Um, I don't. Well, all I know is
No,
that
I got it.
it's Ringgold
Ringgold?
County in South Central Iowa.
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
going to see exactly what it says. And here's another thing that's not being talked about. Okay, so this is radar indicated.
Yeah.
It's got one tail
Also,
with it.
hold on. It looks like that tornado that I said was heading towards Maxburg is basically is going to be passing a little bit to the west. It's going to be hitting western Maxburg. So if you are in that area, take cover, please. Oh my
I tell you
god.
what,
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah. This is terrible.
I feel
We
bad for
have
the people
a
today.
we four tornadoes either developing or on the ground at the same time.
Well,
That
this
tornado
is
in
what.
between Redding and Irene looks to be strengthening pretty quick.
See,
And
some
that
of that could be
tornado,
hail.
yeah, maybe. But that tornado northwest of Afton is just crossed Highway 34 and is continuing to go northeast.
You know
So
what?
Monroe, Lormore, and a couple of other places, Old Peru and Truno. Even though Truno and Lormore are not in a tornado warning, you still just need to prepare. Once you get a tornado warning, take cover. Do not wait to see or hear these tornadoes. Once you get that tornado warning, take cover.
Yes, take all these warnings serious because Even though you don't see it,
Someone joined.
that doesn't mean it's not there. I'm looking at the
Dust Devil is here. Hello,
Hello,
Dust Devil. I just want to let you know that we are live covering the continuing outbreak of this in Iowa. We had a tornado. We have a tornado that's currently hitting western Maxburg in Iowa.
Okay. So sad news because I do have work in the morning at the farm shop, and well, considering the bigger threat is in my area tomorrow, so I kind of want to be in that area. Plus the fact that obviously increased severe weather threat in my area today, I don't want to get home as soon as I can. So I am currently heading home at this time. But once I get home and I upload that footage, oh my gosh, I'm halfway tempted to see if I can do that later.
So, Dust Devil, we are live. Can you explain to who's ever watching what you saw today storm chasing?
So first thing, the first tornado that I saw was the one that went through, was actually the first cyclical part of the tornadoes that went and took out parts of Elkhart or Elkhorn, Nebraska. Second and third tornadoes I saw was a couple like far distant small tornadoes, but that still managed to turn into monsters, but were mainly rural. And then the final tornado I saw was the monster that leveled Meldon, or is it Minden? I don't know, but I've seen multiple town killers today. Okay,
Yeah.
I've seen multiple town killers today.
Yeah, but before we went live, Minden got completely, like Dust Devil says, Minden got completely leveled by we looked at the damage and it looks to be an EF5. We're sort of pre-rating here, which is not really a good idea, but from what we're seeing for the damages, there looks to be well-built houses leveled. So we could have had our first EF5 in what, like 13, 14 years? No, that's way too long. That's way too long ago.
That'd be 11.
That'd be 11
years ago. EF5 was 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But all four of these tornadoes, from what I'm looking at from this, there's a... Okay.
Yeah. And I think I'm losing signal. Maybe.
Hey, Dust Devil, we've got some pictures coming in.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I'm not sure where Air Bazooka got this one from, so probably best not to show it on stream, but my God. I am looking at slabs. That's all that's left. Slabs, where houses used to be. There isn't.
The fact that one of my first tornadoes, it might be an EF5, is definitely a whole thing, whole situation. Yeah.
So, with the atmosphere being as unstable as it is, this could go well into the night. And I'm also looking at something interesting here.
This could basically end up being the morning convection for tomorrow.
Yeah. And if that's the case, tomorrow's going to be...
Yeah. What? Okay, in this town, I'm going to put 20 in the tank. Okay, there's a Casey's right there. I'm gonna go put 20 in this tank and get me something to drink because I have no drink. I have food. I have no
All
drink
right, hello.
right now.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my mic and audio just had to die because the. But I was gonna have to go on break anyways because I have to go eat dinner. So we are going to take a little bit of a break. The radar is still going to continue to stay up, and you guys can monitor this and let me know if there's any new data when I come back. So I will be back in just a few minutes. All right, I'm back. I guess those. I guess the other parts of our team left. Probably go do something else. But this live stream probably isn't going to be going for long because currently 8:40 right now. We still have a couple of potentially violent tornadoes up here in Iowa. We look to be having a tornado. We look to be having what looks to be two tornadoes that look to be heading directly up towards Des Moines. Now, Des Moines, because of how far out you are, it's going to be unpredictable, but what I recommend is you just prepare for pretty much anything. Sorry, I'm eating because I'm kind of hungry and I need it, but I also need to focus. We do have another tornado that looks to be either heading for Preston or Afton, but the last time I said that a tornado was heading for Afton, it missed by maybe like a mile. By like maybe a mile. Also, I think while I was gone, Kent probably got hit, or at least Eastern Kent got hit. There are a lot of areas here that look to be. Oh my. Okay, we got like a 50 against. Yeah, 50 against 90. So this thing could very well be 150, 160. But I don't even know. This thing definitely looks violent. I know that for sure. We don't have anyone on the ground, so we cannot confirm. But this looks to be heading toward either Mount Ayr. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these, or Kellerton. But what we know is that this is going to be crossing State Highway 2. If you are on State Highway 2, recommendation, get out. Get out of the way by either finding a place to turn around or just going north. Just going north. You cannot go south because going south will lead you directly into the tornado's path. And recommendation is to stay like in Tingley or any of these cities that, from what we can tell, look to not really be in the way, although they are under a tornado warning. The best course of action right now, if you're on the highway and if you are in the path of the tornado, and there's probably a lot of traffic because there's probably a lot of people trying to get out of there. Recommendation: if the tornado is coming close, get into a ditch on the sides, and protect yourself from flying debris. If you protect yourself from flying debris, then you should be fine. You might get a few injuries, but it's better to just get out of the way. Getting out of the way, you have the highest chance of survival. But do not go to any sort of highway overpasses. Do not go under any highway overpasses because highway overpasses, under there are increased wind speeds, which means you could very well get swept up a lot more than if you were, let's say, out in the open. But still, being out in the open is not recommended. We also look, from what I can tell, this looks to be a secondary vortex. So this thing looks to maybe have suction vortices going around it. Again, we don't have any confirmation, but that's what we're looking at on the reflectivity of velocity. Sorry. But if we look at the reflectivity, either that's full-on hail. If that's hail, that's hail or that's full-on debris. Oh. This thing looks to be heading right over to maybe western Mount Ayr. We also have Hook Echo on that storm. Looks to be heading towards Old Peru. So it's recommended that if you are at Old Peru, to take shelter just in case this tornado does hit. If you're already in your shelter, great. Stay there until the tornado passes. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We've been live for just about 30 minutes now, but I'd say we'll be able to be live for about 15 more minutes. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and stop streaming. Because first of all, I need to eat dinner, and I'm also starting to get... my brain is starting to get a little bit overwhelmed with just how much is going on. We look to have a new tornado... from what I can tell, we look to have a new tornado warning. So let's go ahead and look at this new tornado warning. The storm which prone this warning is weakened below severe limits and has exited the warning area. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. So that tornado warning was most likely only brief, but it looks to be, from what I can tell, it looks to just be. It looks like the tornado is not going to happen yet, unless the tornado has already formed and just died. But I'm guessing it's this storm or this storm that has moved out of the warned area. But it looks to me, even though it's not really that high quality, that there looks to be a hook. You can see this. That looks to be some sort of a hook. And if I look on velocity, yeah, that looks to just be a mess, from what I can tell. And all these storms are moving outward, away from the radar, from what we're seeing. Or from that radar, from what we can see. But the better shot is over here, where we can get good shots of these storms. There looks to be another bit of rotation, of course, very minor right now. So this could just be a line of tornadoes. Of course, there can be a lot of stuff that'll be happening. This looks to be maybe a tornado. If we look at reflectivity, if that is a tornado, that tornado is rain wrapped. We also have a potentially a strong and potentially dangerous tornado heading straight for Monroe. This looks to be pretty large, so Monroe, you're going to need to get into your storm shelter immediately. Repeat. Monroe, get into your storm shelter immediately. If you are in Monroe, if you're watching this, which you most likely aren't, and you're in Monroe, the recommendation is to immediately get into your storm shelter. If you know anyone in Monroe, then... if you know anyone in Monroe... oh my god. If you know anyone in Monroe, call them and tell them to get into their storm shelter immediately and potentially tune into this live or tune in any other live stream. Because all of us here live streaming this are trying to save lives. Even though I'm not popular, I'm still going to attempt to save lives. But it looks like we have 3 potentially large and violent tornadoes in Iowa. We have one that looks to be heading towards Mount Ayr. We have one that's going to be crossing Highway 34. We have one that is basically directly hitting Monroe. Those are the 3. Okay. This one is the main concern as heading toward a pretty towards a populated area, not a major population center, because then this will be a tornado emergency. Or from what we can tell, this is just a tornado warning right now, but still, even if it's just a tornado warning, you should take precautions, and I mean major precautions. Right now, we're trying to get the details on tornado warning. Yeah, radar confirmed tornado, quarter-sized hail. I think that might have been another separate tornado that this warning was issued for, but still, we have a tornado on the ground on the ground heading for Monroe. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this and send it to the rest of our team and show that this is a potentially large and dangerous tornado heading for Monroe. Sorry for the keyboard typing, by the way. I'm currently still trying to fix that, and okay. That tornado near Monroe. That tornado near Monroe has a pretty massive hook echo. Of course, we can't see the debris on this because we're using an NSNWS official radar, and I don't really have radar scope or really anything that I can use to show just how bad this is. And now it looks like the tornado has weakened just before hitting Monroe, but even though it's weakened, you still need to be in your storm shelter if you're in Monroe, and you are most likely either already getting hit or are about to get hit. So everyone in Monroe, take tornado precautions and take shelter. That tornado near Highway 34, that tornado near Highway 34 is not actually crossing Highway 34, and from what I can tell, this thing looks to be a monster. I'd say from just this about 180, 190 mile per hour winds. Of course, we're not going to pre-rate. We're not going to pre-rate. And sorry for the keyboard typing. I don't know why the National Weather Service radar keeps on it. But to repeat, a large, potentially dangerous tornado but over in Omaha, they confirm 30 to 40 houses gone, and they're getting mass casualty resource. A mass casualty incident declared. Repeat, mass casualty incident declared in Omaha. But we are going to be taking another break real quick as we continue to monitor this. We're going to be taking another break real quick. It's not going to be for long. Alright, hold on. I gotta do a quick adjustment of the Discord window because I'm still in the voice call, and I'm right now just waiting on if anyone wants to go ahead and come in and give us any sort of information regarding this. Sorry about that. Contact was But over here in Omaha, Nebraska, they have confirmed this was that tornado that went through there was a mass casualty incident. They're currently trying to get as many resources as possible, but I don't think we can really go on for much longer, so we're going to go ahead and cut the stream short. If this outbreak continues tomorrow, we'll continue our live coverage. But there are a lot of areas of concern. Not just in Iowa, there's also been severe thunderstorm reports over in Missouri, in Arkansas, and in Texas. So we are going to go ahead and cut this live stream short. We've streamed for about 50 minutes now, so we are going to go ahead. But again, we are going to go ahead and cut this live stream short. I am sorry, everyone, but I'm going to be going to bed very soon. I don't have school tomorrow, but I do need to do some schoolwork. And of course, I'm going to continue analyzing this as soon as possible. So, hope you all are staying safe. Hope you all are staying safe, and we will. I don't even know. But yeah, a mass casualty incident. A mass casualty incident was reported. Has been reported in Omaha. We've got a couple chatters in here. Envy and Rose, who look to be the same person. Rose was, I don't even know at this point. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and cut this live stream short. So, bye-bye, and I hope you stay. If you are in Iowa, I plead that you are staying safe and you are taking precautions, even if you are not in a tornado warning. Recommended that you still watch the weather regularly. If a tornado is heading directly towards your city, and you get even if you get a tornado, if a tornado looks to be heading directly towards your city, and you are under a tornado warning, then take cover. Even if you are in a tornado warning in general, take cover. Okay. But the best thing to do is that if you are in a tornado warning, you have one of three things: a basement, an interior room or safe room, or an evacuation. So,